Hey boy, why you didn't call me? I waited for days, I can't believe you didn't call. Hey boy, why you didn't call me? I waited for days, I can't believe you didn't call.
Obviously, if you're with somebody, you have to communicate in some sort of fashion. Communication is not just speaking to somebody, but how you speak to that person. Do you speak to them in a conversational manner, like we're talking to you now, or do you yell at them? Do you like scold them all the time, or are they doing that to you? Is your tone of voice raised when you speak to them, or do you find that you're very timid when you're around them? These are all types of communication that you really need to think about. Again, you guys should be on an equal level.
And that goes for nonverbal communication as well. In relationships, I'm thinking back to my own over the years. Sometimes the unspoken stuff speaks way louder than the spoken stuff. So it's important to not only be aware of what your partner is doing, and you're excited when they brush against your arm or hold your hand for the first time, or laugh at jokes you know are not funny. It's also important that we know what we're giving out as well, because the thing is, we want to listen on all levels, and so we want to hear what your partner is saying, or if this is like a new relationship, that helps you gauge along the way. The most important part about nonverbal is that it can be confusing. So if you are confused by the signals involved, you feel that there's the respect and trust there to verbalize it to get clarification. So there aren't those mixed signals that often happen in relationships that cause a lot of the problems. Now the other part about communication, so we have verbal, we have nonverbal, and today what do we have? We have digital communication. We have texting, we have sexting, we have Facebook, we have MySpace, we have YouTube, we have emails, we have our Blackberries. So all of these things are communication, and all of them can be misunderstood. It is incredibly easy for things to get way out of hand because of the different ways we have to connect to each other today. There can be what I call a false sense of intimacy that happens with the digital communication when you're talking through Facebook, or you're talking through BBM, or you're talking through text, and you're saying things that maybe you would never say face-to-face because it's easier typing it than saying it. And then you get face-to-face, and all of a sudden you realize that what you've been building maybe isn't actually happening in person, right? Or there's the reverse, which we'll talk to in a bad relationship, where that can get into very dangerous situations. So once again, it goes back to knowing yourself, and I would say 3 things. 1, never write something you wouldn't say to them. 2, don't start a digital relationship without meeting them in person first and knowing who they are. At least investing yourself in that relationship, because people are very different in person as they are in their digital alter egos. So knowing both sides is very important if we're really investing into a relationship like that. And 3 is what is said in the digital world stays there forever. Okay, so that goes back to my first point, but on Facebook, on a website, on YouTube, that stuff can't be deleted. It really can't, and it's going to stay with you as a result. That also goes for things like sexting, or sending you pictures, or making videos. It's very, very important that we understand the long-term consequences involved. Now that goes back to respect and trust in your relationships, for all those things. So the key point here is, in a healthy relationship, these are tools to help engage you, to help improve communication, but in an unhealthy relationship, these are very scary, dangerous aspects to it. So we're putting it out there. We're also wanting to make sure that you guys all know that this is a important part of communication in a relationship. It's not separate, it's together.
Also, I would like to add, listening is important in communication. Being listened to and listening to your partner. If you feel like you're speaking to them and they're just not getting it, or they're talking over you, that's something that you really need to